Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Wednesday, August 12th, 2015, around 5:51 in the morning, Belleville, Massachusetts. It's going to be a nice and sunny day, maybe some thunder showers later on, isolated, but it's not going to be very severe. Some news to report: Miami Marlins beat the Boston Red Sox by a score of 5-4 last night in 10 innings. The Lowell Spinners beat Tri-City by the score of 8-4. And for the first time ever, all 15 Major League Baseball teams, home teams, won on the same day. That's never happened before until last night. So that's a interesting stat. And it's Happy National Elephant Day. And it's Happy Final Record Day. And that's about it on the news. My first video subject of today's continuation series of Top 10 Everything and Anything. I've now reached the top 10 greatest Canadian-born NHL players of all time. And most of the players who played in the NHL are from Canada, because hockey is the #1 sport in Canada, and all the boys who basically want to play hockey and stuff and be good at it, and all the ladies as well, which is growing in Canada. And here are the top 10 greatest Canadian-born NHL players of all time. Number 10 on this list is longtime Montreal Canadiens captain John Beliveau. He played 19 years in the NHL with all of the Canadiens. He was a great junior player before playing for the Canadiens. He scored over 500 goals, a great ambassador to the game of hockey and stuff. He comes in at number 10. Number 9 on this list of the greatest Canadian-born NHL players of all time, Sidney Crosby. Sidney was born in Nova Scotia, and he was one of the best junior players of all time, and people pegged him to be the next big thing in the NHL, and he's lived up to that. He's played the entire career with the Pittsburgh Penguins, 2-time NHL MVP. He won 1 Stanley Cup. He has over 800 points and stuff. He's been frequently injured here and there, but if he wasn't, he probably would have over 1,000 points right now. Number 8 on this list of the greatest Canadian-born NHL players of all time, Patrick Roy, goaltender. Patrick was the best goaltender of his generation. He's won many Vezina trophies. He played for the Canadiens and Avalanche. He won 3 Stanley Cups, retired in 2003 as the winningest goaltender of all time in the NHL history, which is surpassed. He's also won more Stanley Cup playoff games than any other goaltender in history. He's number 33, who's retired by the Canadiens and Avalanche, and he's currently the coach of the Colorado Avalanche. Number 7 on this list of the greatest Canadian-born NHL players of all time, Maurice Rocket Richard. He was a pure goal scorer, played the entire career with the Montreal Canadiens. He was a legend in Canada, especially for the Canadiens and stuff. When he got suspended in 1955, the Canadian fans rioted during the game and stuff. And he was the first NHL player to score 500 goals in a career and 50 goals in a season. He won several NHL MVP awards. He retired in 1960. He was inducted into Hockey Hall of Fame the same year. When he passed away in 2000, it was a sad day, and many people attended his funeral at the Bell Center. Number 6 on this list of the greatest Canadian-born NHL players of all time, the Golden Jet, Bobby Hull. Bobby Hull had a big slap shot, and he played his career with the Blackhawks, and he also went to the WHA in 1972 with the Winnipeg Jets to make that league credible and stuff. He ended his career with the NHL career with the Hartford Whalers, scored well over 600 goals, first ballot Hockey Hall of Fame, won a few trophies and stuff in the 1961 Stanley Cup. Number 5 on this list of the greatest Canadian-born NHL players of all time, Martin Brodeur, goaltender. Martin played most of his career with the New Jersey Devils and the St. Louis, and ended his career with St. Louis Blues, the winningest goaltender in NHL history, winning lots of Stanley Cups, 3, and a lot of Vezina trophies. He holds virtually almost every NHL goaltending record. He's currently an assistant GM for the St. Louis Blues and the first ballot Hockey Hall of Fame in 2018. Number 4 on this list of the greatest Canadian-born NHL players of all time, Mario Lemieux, Super Mario, a legend in Pittsburgh. He was a great junior player and then went to the Pittsburgh Penguins in 1984. He was a franchise savior because the Penguins were going to eventually be moved out of Pittsburgh somewhere else. He made hockey a top sport in Pittsburgh. He won a lot of NHL MVP awards, 2-time Stanley Cup champion there. He had a kind of a shortened career because of a lot of injuries and illnesses, but if he was healthy, he probably would have challenged NHL records and stuff. He retired in 1997, inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame, but he came back in 2000 to play 5 more years, which was pretty good. And he became the owner of the Penguins, and he kept the Penguins in Pittsburgh, and they won a Stanley Cup in 2009. Number 3 on this list of the greatest NHL players born in Canada, Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey. Gordie Howe had an amazing career with the Red Wings and in the Whalers, and he also played in the WHA in the 1970s, in his late 40s and early 50s. Pretty amazing. He scored well over 800 goals and stuff, won many MVPs and Stanley Cups, a great ambassador to hockey, and he inducted in 1972. Number 9's retired by the Detroit Red Wings. Number 2 on this list of the greatest Canadian-born NHL players of all time, Bobby Orr, defenseman who revolutionized the game of hockey for defensemen and stuff. He played all his career with the Bruins except a few games with the Chicago Blackhawks. He was the best defenseman in the history of hockey and stuff. He came from Parry Sound, Ontario and stuff, and he got scouted at the age of 12 by the Bruins. And originally the Bruins were scouting other players, but when they saw Bobby Orr play in that game, they thought he would be something special, and he did. And number 1 on this list of the greatest Canadian-born NHL players of all time, a no-brainer, Wayne Gretzky, the great 199. He set all kinds of NHL records and stuff. He played for the Oilers and the Kings and the Blues and the Rangers. 9-time most valuable player in the NHL, had lots of 50-goal seasons, lots of 100-assist seasons, and a lot of 200-point seasons. He holds virtually almost every NHL offensive record, and he's a Hockey Hall of Famer. And that's about it on that. Be back later, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. 2 more video blogs coming your way. They'll be about the character Nails in WWE in 1992. Who's the boss? No, boss man. And the 3rd and final video blog of the night will be about former Patriots linebacker Teddy Bruschi, whose wife's name's Heidi. Keep calm, and I'm a Julie Brenner guy. Wally Rosenblatt of Fox 35 Rocks. In the words of Dr. Thomas Shockey, former principal of Belleville Memorial High School, this action will not be tolerated. BMHS for 3 more days into first ever Ask Rich Q&A video blog. Bye now.